हेलो एवरीवन, मैं सेल्फ केतकी देशमुख। वेलकम टू क्रेजी फॉर मैथ्स। सो गाइस, पिछले वीडियो में हमने देखा था व्हाट इज़ चेन रूल एंड उसको यूज़ करके उसके बेसिस पे हमने कुछ एग्जांपल्स भी सॉल्व किए थे। सिमिलरली टुडे यूजिंग दैट रूल वी आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व सम ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम एक्सरसाइज 5.2. ओके, सो दिस इज आवर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन from exercise 5.2, which is sine of x square plus 5. Okay, so here we'll consider f of x is equals to sine of x square plus 5. Okay, so here we can see that f of x is combination of two functions, which is sine and the expression of x. Okay, so यहाँ पे दो functions हैं, एक function है sine and the other function is x square plus 5. Okay, so now here since f of x is combination of two functions, we can write f of x is equals to v of u of x. Okay, so if you have not seen that video and if you're not sure that what chain rule is, you can just click on I button and you can check that video first and then come back and start solving these questions. Because अगर आपको पता नहीं है कि chain rule क्या है and how it is, how we are using it, so you'll not be able to solve these type of questions. So you can just go and check out that video first and then come back if you're not aware what chain rule is. Okay, so now since f of x is equals to v of u of x, then we'll take u of x as t. So here then f of x will be is equals to v of t. So since f of x is equals to v of u of x, where we have taken t is equals to u of x, so f of x is equals to v of t. So now since f of x is this, then df by dx will be equals to what? dv by dt into dt by dx. Okay, so now let's find it out. So it will be d by dt of v. So v here it is what? Sine. So it is sine of t into dt by dx. So dt by dx is what? d by dx of t. So t here is what? x square plus 5. Okay, so now it will be what? d by dt of sine t. So sine t ka derivative is what? Cos t. So it will be cos of t into d by dx of x square plus 5. So again we have seen another rule in our previous video, that if we have a function u plus v dash and if you want to derivate it, we can just split it, which is u dash plus v dash. So similarly we are going to do it here. It will be like d by dx of x square plus d by dx of 5. Okay, so again then we can write it as cos of t into, now derivative of x square will be what? X raised to n ka derivative is what? N into x raised to n minus 1. So this will be 2x plus derivative of a constant is always 0. So here we can write it as 2x into cos of t. So t here is what? X square plus 5. So here our df by dx is equals to 2x into cos of x square plus 5. So here comes our second question, which is fourth question from NCERT textbook from exercise 5.2. So here again जैसे हमने पिछले वीडियो में देखा था, तीन फंक्शंस का कॉम्बिनेशन है f of x, तो यहाँ पे भी तीन फंक्शंस का कॉम्बिनेशन है f of x, which is sec, tan and root x. So here we can write f of x is equals to sec of tan of root x, right? Again we can write f of x is equals to w of v of u of x. Okay, again u of x को we'll consider it as t and then v of t को we'll consider it as s. Okay, आप कोई भी वेरिएबल ले सकते हैं. I'm considering it as t and s. You can take it as a and b as well, any variable. Okay, just to simplify, again like I'm telling that just to simplify this complex combination of functions here, we are just assuming like u of x is very complex to w of v of u of x is complex to solve. It might be confusing sometimes. That is why we are assuming things. So that is why here we can write f of x is equals to w of v of u of x. So इससे हमने इसे सिंप्लीफाई किया, तो हम कैसे लिख सकते हैं? t is equals to u of x then we can write s is equals to v of t, and then f of x is equals to w of s, like that. Okay, so it is much more simpler. Ek, just two ही variables. Okay, so now since f of x is equals to this, then we can write df by dx is equals to dw by ds, because w के अंदर we have s, इस entire term को हमने s माना है, so we are differentiating first w in terms of x, then we are writing it as ds by dt. We are differentiating s in terms of t because s के अंदर we have this u of x which we have considered as t. Okay, and again we have dt by dx क्योंकि t is equals to u of x. So this is how we are going to differentiate. Okay, ये हमने हमारे previous video में भी देखा था. So now dw by ds, so it will be d by ds of w. So w is what? Sec function. So okay, so it will be sec of s. Okay, then we have d by dt of s. S is what? Tan. Okay, so कैसे हम देखते हैं? We have three functions, right? So this is w, v and u. This is w, this is v and this is u. So यहाँ पे w की जगह we'll put sec of entire उसके अंदर जो हमने टर्म माना है. So this is w, this is sec. So sec of s. So here we have written sec of s. Now d by dt of s. So s यहाँ पे क्या है? S here is this entire term, v of u of x. So v of u of x is what? Tan. V is what? Tan. So it will be tan of t, like that, into d by dx of t. So t here is what? U of x. So u is what? Root x. So it will be d by dx of root x, like that. Okay, so now again we are going to differentiate it. So sec of s. So हमारे previous to previous video में हमने कुछ generalized terms, generalized trigonometric functions के derivatives देखे थे, and in which we had x raised to n, sin x, cos x and tan x, but we did not have sec x. So here I'll tell you its direct form, like its direct derivative. So sec x का derivative is, if f of x is equals to sec x, then its derivative is df by dx, which is equals to sec x into tan x. Okay, so again in another video, like in my next video, I'll be telling you more direct derivative values of other trigonometric functions as well. Okay, so that one part is also we are going to cover in our next video. Okay, so now for now we can directly write it as sec of s into tan of s, which is sec x tan x. Okay, so this is our first derivative into d by dt of tan t. So tan का हमें directly पता है, which is sec square of t. So this is our another derivative, and then we have root of x. So now here I'll just explain it, this one, which is x raised to half here. Okay, so x raised to half. So n here is what? Half. So x raised to n का derivative हमें पता है, which is n into x raised to n minus 1. So I'll just solve it separately over here. So this is n, half. So it will be half into x raised to half minus 1. So it will be what? Half into x raised to minus half. Half minus 1 is minus half. So it will be equals to 1 upon 2 root of x. It will be equal to 1 upon 2 root of x. So here if we write, this is sec of s into tan of s into sec square of t into 1 upon 2 root of x. So let's just simplify this term, all these terms. Let's just put all these s and t values. So हमारा term ऐसे था, and then we have s की values. So now let's just put all values. So here s we had was tan of root of x. So it will be sec of tan of root of x into tan of root x into sec square of root x, because t was root x, whole upon 2 root of x. So df by dx is equals to sec of tan of root x into tan of root x into sec square of root x whole upon 2 of root x. Okay, so this is our last question that we are going to cover. Third question, and which is sixth question from exercise 5.2. So here we can see that we have two functions multiplied with each other. Okay, so let us consider f of x is equals to cos of x cube to sin square of x raised to 5. So अगर आपको यहाँ पे दिखेगा तो these two functions are not one inside the other. Like हमारे पास अभी तक कैसे combination of functions थे. Okay, वैसा यहाँ पे नहीं है. These are two separate functions multiplied to each other. So we cannot write like this as v of u of x like that. Okay, these are two individual functions. Okay, so हमारे previous video में हमने देखा था uv rule which is called as product rule as well. So उसमें कैसे था? It was uv dash. If we have two functions multiplied to each other, two individual functions multiplied to each other, and अगर हमें उसका derivative find out करना है, so we can write it as uv dash plus vu dash. ओके, सो हमें पहले क्या करना है? u को वैसे ही रखना है एंड v को डिफ्रेंशिएट करना है, प्लस v को वैसे ही रखना है एंड u को डिफ्रेंशिएट करना है. सो लाइक दैट. सो this one we can consider as u and this one we can consider as v. Okay, so what we will write? F dash of x will be equals to, this is df by dx. As you all know, we have seen that derivative को हम f dash भी लिख सकते हैं. Okay, so f dash of x will be what? It will be again cos of x cube into, because this is u, so पहले u को वैसे ही रखेंगे, into v dash. So it will be derivative of v dash. So it will be d by dx of sin square of x raised to 5. This plus sin square of x raised to 5 into d by dx of cos of x cube. Like that. So हमने पहले u को वैसे ही रखा and then v को differentiate कर रहे हैं, then v को वैसे ही रखा and then we are differentiating u. Okay. सो नाउ अब ये दो पार्ट तो हमारे वैसे ही रहने वाले हैं, उसका हमें कुछ भी नहीं करना है. बट वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट डेरिवेटिव ऑफ दिस टर्म फर्स्ट, दिस वन, एंड देन वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट डेरिवेटिव ऑफ दिस वन फर्स्ट. सो व्हाट वी विल डू, जस्ट टू अवॉइड कन्फ्यूजन, पहले हम इसका डेरिवेटिव फाइंड आउट करेंगे सेपरेटली, देन हम इसका डेरिवेटिव फाइंड आउट करेंगे सेपरेटली, एंड वी आर जस्ट गोइंग टू प्लेस दोज वैल्यूज ओवर हियर. First we'll find out d by dx of sin square of x raised to 5. Then again we are going to find out derivative of d by dx of cos of x cube, and then we are just going to place values over here, simplify and find out what is the value of f dash of x. Okay, so let us consider sin square of x raised to 5 as a, okay, and cos of x cube as b, like that. Okay, it will be a of x and this will be b of x. Okay, हमने इस entire term को f of x माना था. Now we are assuming this sin square of x raised to 5 as a of x and this cos of x cube as b of x, and then we are going to find out separately d by dx of a raised to d by dx of a of x and d by dx of b of x, and then we are just going to place values over here. Okay. Okay, so now our a of x is equals to sin square of x raised to 5. So if you see it, you'll be able to see that there are two functions. This is a combination of two functions, which is x raised to 5 and sin. But if we simplify it, okay, we can write it as sin of x raised to 5 का whole square as well, right? So अब अगर आप देखोगे तो you will be able to see three functions. It is a combination of three functions, which is x raised to 5. Then again we have sin, and third function is इस entire function की power, जैसे हमने x raised to n देखा था. So this is x is here, x is what, a function. So here we have that function as sin of x raised to 5, and then n is what, 2. So we can write a of x is equals to c of d of e of x, combination of three functions. Okay, so e of x will be t, d of t will be s. So a dash of x will be equals to dc by ds into ds by dt into dt by dx, like that. Okay, so now we can write d by ds of c. So c here is that entire function which is s, so it will be s square, right? Because we have sin square of x raised to 5, right? Then again we have d by dt of s. So s here is what? Sine of t. So it will be sine of t into dt by dx. So d by dx of t. So t here is what? X raised to 5. Okay. So this will be again s square means function raised to power, which is x raised to n जैसे हमने देखा. So it will be what? 2s. Its derivative will be 2s, which is like x raised to n का it is n into x raised to n minus 1. So it will be 2s into d by dt. So sine का derivative क्या है? Cos t. So it will be cos of t into again d by dx of x raised to 5 is what? 5 into x raised to 4. X raised to n का derivative like that. So again 2 into s. So s जो भी entire term है वो हम यहाँ पे put करेंगे. So s is what? Sine of x raised to 5. So 2 sine of x raised to 5 into cos of t. So t is what? X raised to 5 into 5 x raised to 4. So if we just simplify it, we'll just multiply 5 and 2. So it will be 10 x raised to 4 into sine of x raised to 5 into cos of x raised to 5. So here we have a dash of x. A dash of x is what? 10 x raised to 4 into sine x raised to 5 into cos x raised to 5. So this is our first term. Now we'll be finding out b ka derivative, b of x ka derivative. So now here we have our second term, which is b of x, which is equals to cos of x cube. So again, this one is simpler one. This is combination of just two functions, which is cos and x cube. Okay. So now we'll directly solve it. So b of x ko we can directly write it as j of k of x. Okay. Just combination of two functions. So b dash of x will be what? K of x ko hum suppose o le lete hai. So it will be what? It will be dj by do into do by dt. Oh, sorry, do by dx. Okay. So now we have d by do of j. So j here is what? Cos. So it will be cos of o. Don't consider this, like if you're getting confused, just write it as bigger O. It is not cos 0. Okay. And then if you want, if you're confused, just take another variable instead of O. You can take any other variable. Okay. And then we have d by dx of O, which is x cube. So it will be d by d O of cos O. Okay. So I can just directly write it as minus sine of O into d by dx, which is 3x square. So it will be minus 3x square into sine of O. So O is what? X cube. So we have b dash of x is equals to minus 3x square into sine x cube. Okay, now just let's place entire thing together and let's simplify it. So see, I have placed all values over here. So f dash x was cos of x cube into a dash x plus sine square of x raised to 5 into b dash of x. So cos x cube हमने वैसे ही रखा. I have just put entire value of a dash of x here and then sine square of x raised to 5 into b dash of x. If you want to simplify, you can just take this minus sign out and you can just, simplify this entire term. But f dash of x is equals to this one. So guys, these are the three questions that we have covered in this video, which was question 1st, 4th and 6th from exercise 5.2. So if you have any questions, just put it in comment section. I'll definitely try to help you out and clear your doubts over there. So guys, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so you will get notified whenever I'll upload any video in my channel. So guys, that's all for today. Have a nice and great day ahead. Bye bye.